Imagine stumbling upon a massive stone city, deep in the heart of southern Africa. Walls towering over 30 feet high, stretching for hundreds of meters, all built without a single drop of mortar. This isn't a fantasy. This is Great Zimbabwe. For centuries, this architectural marvel has puzzled historians and archaeologists. Who were the master builders behind this incredible feat? And why did they create such a monumental complex? Let's unravel the secrets of this lost African kingdom. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, long before European explorers set foot in the region, a powerful and prosperous civilization flourished here. This wasn't just a random settlement. It was the capital of a vast trading empire. The people of Great Zimbabwe were skilled artisans, cattle herders, and most importantly, brilliant engineers. They controlled the trade routes that connected the gold fields of the interior with the Swahili coast, trading gold, ivory, and other goods with merchants from as far away as Arabia, India, and even China. The wealth they accumulated was staggering, and they poured it into building their magnificent city. The site is divided into three main parts. First, there's the hill complex, perched on a rocky outcrop, which likely served as the spiritual and royal center. Then you have the valley ruins, a collection of settlements where the general population lived. But the most iconic part is the Great Enclosure. This is where you'll find those famous mortarless walls, forming a massive elliptical structure. Inside is the conical tower, a solid stone structure whose purpose remains one of history's great mysteries. Was it a granary symbolizing the king's power to provide for his people? A ceremonial site? Or something else entirely? So how did they build these perfectly curved, stable walls without mortar? The answer lies in their incredible skill with stonework. The builders expertly cut and shaped granite blocks to fit together so precisely that gravity and friction alone hold them in place. This technique, known as dry stone walling, required immense planning and a deep understanding of engineering principles. It's a testament to the ingenuity and advanced knowledge of this African society. It completely shatters the colonial-era myths that such a structure couldn't have been built by native Africans. Modern archaeology has proven, without a doubt, that this was the work of the local Shona people's ancestors. So why was this great city eventually abandoned in the 15th century? The exact reasons are still debated, but theories point to a combination of factors. Climate change may have led to drought and exhausted the land. The trade routes might have shifted, cutting off the city's main source of wealth. Or perhaps political instability and internal power struggles led to its decline. The population dispersed, and the magnificent stone city slowly fell silent, its secrets waiting to be rediscovered centuries later. Today, Great Zimbabwe is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a powerful symbol of Africa's rich and complex history. It stands as a proud reminder of a civilization that was once a global player, a center of culture, trade, and architectural brilliance. It challenges us to look beyond the common narratives of history and appreciate the incredible achievements of past African kingdoms. What do you think is the most fascinating aspect of Great Zimbabwe? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical deep dives. See you next time. Have you ever heard of a mysterious group of people who appeared out of nowhere, laid waste to mighty empires, and then vanished from history? It sounds like something from a fantasy novel, but it actually happened. Around 1200 BC, the glittering world of the Late Bronze Age, a time of legendary civilizations like the Egyptians, the Hittites, and the Mycenaean Greeks, came to a sudden and violent end. And one of the biggest culprits was a shadowy confederation known only as the Sea Peoples. For centuries, the Eastern Mediterranean was a thriving, interconnected world. The Hittite Empire in modern-day Turkey was a superpower. The Mycenaeans in Greece were building massive palaces and trading across the sea. And the new kingdom of Egypt, led by famous pharaohs, was at the height of its power. They had complex trade routes, diplomatic treaties, and a level of wealth that wouldn't be seen again for centuries. But then, everything fell apart. Major cities were burned to the ground. Palaces were abandoned. Trade networks collapsed. Literacy was lost in many regions. It was a true dark age, a societal collapse so complete that it's hard for us to even imagine. And in the middle of all this chaos, Egyptian records start talking about attacks from a mysterious coalition of groups they called the Peoples of the Sea. So, who are these guys? That's the million-dollar question. The Egyptians gave them a bunch of exotic names: the Shurden, the Peliset, the Lucca, the Ekwesh, the Teresh. They are described as coming from the Isles in the midst of the sea. We see them in Egyptian carvings, depicted as fierce warriors with horned helmets and round shields, fighting on both land and sea. They fought with long swords, a new and deadly weapon for the time. The most famous accounts come from the reigns of Pharaohs Merneptah and Rameses III. Rameses III carved an epic story on his temple walls at Medinet Habu. He describes a massive land and sea invasion. He says the Sea Peoples had already destroyed the Hittite Empire, Cyprus, and other major powers in their path, and Egypt was the last one standing. He boasts of a great victory, a decisive battle where he trapped their fleet in the Nile Delta and utterly defeated them. His inscription reads, "I have crushed the lands under my sandals." But even with this victory, the world was changed forever. The Hittite Empire was gone. The Mycenaean palaces were in ruins. The old order was shattered. The big question is, were the Sea Peoples the cause of this collapse, or just a symptom? For a long time, the popular theory was that these seafaring raiders were the primary wrecking ball, a perfect storm of pirates and invaders who just systematically dismantled civilization. But modern archaeology tells a more complicated story. Many experts now believe the Sea Peoples are part of a much bigger picture. Around this time, there's evidence of widespread drought and famine, a period of climate change that destabilized the entire region. Earthquakes, known as earthquake storms, may have leveled major cities. Internal rebellions and civil wars likely weakened the great empires from within. So, a new theory is emerging. What if the Sea Peoples weren't just random invaders? What if they were refugees? Migrants set in motion by famine and the breakdown of their own societies. Imagine your homeland is starving, your government has collapsed. You and your entire community get in boats, looking for a new place to live, fighting for survival. This paints a different picture, doesn't it? They weren't just pirates. They were desperate people on the move, a massive migration that clashed with the established powers. Interestingly, some of the Sea Peoples may have ended up settling in the lands they attacked. Many scholars believe the Peliset, one of the most prominent groups, are the biblical Philistines who settled on the coast of Canaan, in what is now the Gaza Strip. If this is true, then a part of this mysterious group didn't vanish at all, but instead became a new well-known player on the stage of history. The story of the Sea Peoples is a powerful reminder that civilizations, no matter how advanced, can be fragile. It's a complex puzzle of climate change, warfare, migration, and societal breakdown. They remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, a shadowy force that brought an end to an entire age and ushered in a new, uncertain world. What do you think happened? Were they conquerors, refugees, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's biggest mysteries. Have you ever heard of a city swallowed whole by the desert? A place so legendary, so shrouded in mystery, that for centuries people believed it was just a myth? Today, we're journeying into the heart of the Arabian Peninsula to uncover the secrets of Ubar, the fabled Atlantis of the sands. For thousands of years, whispers of Ubar echoed through ancient texts and Bedouin folklore. It was described as a magnificent city, a bustling hub on the ancient frankincense trade route. Its streets were said to be paved with riches, its buildings towering and grand. The Quran speaks of a city named Iram of the Pillars, a place of great wealth whose people were punished for their arrogance and their city destroyed. Many believed this was Ubar, but like Atlantis, Ubar was lost. It vanished from maps and memory, becoming a ghost story told around campfires under the desert stars. Scholars and explorers searched for it, but the vast, unforgiving sands of the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, guarded its secrets well. The famous British explorer T.E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, called Ubar the Atlantis of the sands and dreamed of finding it, but he never did. The city remained a tantalizing enigma. Then, in the 1980s, everything changed. A team of amateur and professional archaeologists, led by a man named Nicholas Clapp, decided to take a different approach. They didn't just rely on ancient maps or digging randomly in the desert. Instead, they turned to the heavens specifically, to NASA. Using cutting-edge space shuttle radar imagery, they were able to peer beneath the endless dunes. The radar revealed something astonishing. Faint outlines of ancient camel tracks, invisible on the ground, converged at a single point. These were the forgotten highways of the frankincense trade, all leading to one destination. The team knew they were onto something huge. They followed these spectral roads on the ground, a journey that led them deep into the desolate landscape of modern-day Oman. Their destination was a place called Shizr, a crumbling ruin near a large oasis. As they began to excavate, the true story emerged. They uncovered a massive octagonal fortress with high walls and towering pillars, exactly as described in ancient texts about Iram of the Pillars. They found artifacts from across the ancient world, Roman, Greek, and Persian, proving it was a major international trading post. The evidence was overwhelming. They had found it. They had found the lost city of Ubar. So what happened to this magnificent city? Why did it disappear? The archaeological dig revealed the dramatic final chapter of Ubar's story. The city had been built on top of a massive limestone cavern, a natural underground water source that allowed it to thrive in the harsh desert. But over centuries, drawing water for the city's inhabitants and the endless camel caravans weakened the cavern's roof. One day, likely around 300 to 500 AD, the ground gave way. A catastrophic sinkhole opened up, and the mighty fortress of Ubar, the Atlantis of the sands, collapsed into the earth. It wasn't a divine punishment, but a natural disaster that sealed the city's fate, preserving its legend until modern technology could finally uncover the truth. The story of Ubar is a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest myths and legends are rooted in real history, just waiting to be rediscovered. It's a tale of ambition, treasure, and the awesome power of both nature and human ingenuity. What other lost cities do you think are still out there, hidden beneath the sands or the waves? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the past. See you next time. Have you ever wondered what a bustling city looked like 4,500 years ago? Forget what you think you know about ancient life, because today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and advanced civilizations the world has ever seen. Mohenjo-daro. Located in modern-day Pakistan, Mohenjo-daro was one of the largest settlements of the ancient Indus Valley civilization. And when I say settlement, I don't mean a few huts clustered together. We're talking about a meticulously planned metropolis that was centuries ahead of its time. Imagine walking through its streets. They weren't random, winding paths. They were laid out in a perfect grid pattern, like a modern city block. Main streets ran north-south and east-west, intersecting at right angles. This wasn't accidental. This was sophisticated urban planning at a level that would not be seen again for thousands of years in many parts of the world. The houses themselves were equally impressive. Most were built with standardized, baked bricks, a testament to their advanced manufacturing techniques. Many homes had multiple stories, private courtyards, and even their own bathrooms. That's right, private bathrooms 4,500 years ago. This brings us to one of Mohenjo-daro's most incredible features, its sanitation system. Beneath the streets ran an intricate network of covered drains. Each house's wastewater would flow into these drains, which then carried it away from the residential areas. This system was so sophisticated, it even included manholes for maintenance. Think about that for a second. While much of the world was still living in very basic conditions, the people of Mohenjo-daro had a public works system that rivaled those of ancient Rome, but built a full 2,000 years earlier. This focus on hygiene suggests a deep understanding of public health. But the crown jewel of this ancient city, the structure that truly captures the imagination, is the Great Bath. This isn't just some pond. It's a massive, watertight public pool, measuring about 12 meters long, 7 meters wide, and over 2 meters deep. It was built with finely fitted bricks, sealed with a layer of natural tar to prevent any leaks. Stairs led down into the pool from two sides, and it was surrounded by a series of small rooms. What was its purpose? Archaeologists believe it wasn't just for bathing. The scale and central location suggest it likely held significant ritual importance. Perhaps it was used for religious ceremonies, purification rituals, or community gatherings. It was the heart of the city's ceremonial center, a place where the community came together. The existence of the Great Bath, along with the organized streets and advanced drainage, paints a picture of a highly organized society. They had architects, engineers, and city planners. They valued order, hygiene, and community. This wasn't just a settlement. It was a thriving, complex urban center. Yet for all its advancements, Mohenjo-daro remains shrouded in mystery. We still haven't deciphered their writing system, so we don't know what they called their city or who their rulers were. And perhaps the biggest puzzle of all is why this magnificent civilization declined. Was it climate change, a shift in a river's course, or something else entirely? The ruins of Mohenjo-daro are a powerful reminder that advanced isn't a modern concept. Thousands of years ago, people were capable of incredible feats of engineering and social organization. It challenges our perceptions of the past and shows us just how much we still have to learn. What do you think was the purpose of the Great Bath? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into our amazing history. See you next time. Off the coast of a remote Japanese island lies one of the world's most baffling underwater mysteries. A colossal structure, often called Japan's Atlantis, that has sparked a fierce debate for decades. Are we looking at a lost city swallowed by the sea, or just an incredible trick of nature? This is the story of the Yonaguni Monument. In 1986, a local diver named Kihachiro Aratake was scouting for new hammerhead shark watching spots near Yonaguni Island. What he found instead would change his life and our understanding of ancient history forever. Rising from the seabed was a massive tiered structure stretching over 165 feet long and 65 feet wide. It looked like a submerged pyramid. As news spread, experts from around the globe flocked to see it. The monument is made of sandstone and features what appear to be enormous, flat terraces, sharp right angles, and straight, parallel lines. There are formations that look like grand staircases, towering pillars, and even a shape resembling a giant turtle. Could nature really carve something so precise, so architectural? Proponents of the man-made theory, like Professor Masahaki Kimura from the University of the Ryukyus, are convinced. After studying the site for over 2 decades, he believes it's the remnant of a 5,000-year-old city, predating even the Great Pyramids of Egypt. He points to markings that he interprets as ancient writing or animal carvings, and even what looks like a road system surrounding the main structure. His theory suggests that a massive seismic event, perhaps a tsunami, plunged this ancient civilization into the ocean in an instant. Imagine a bustling city, full of people, suddenly lost beneath the waves. It's a compelling, almost cinematic idea. But as with any great mystery, there's another side to the story. Many geologists, like Professor Robert Schoch of Boston University, argue that the monument is entirely natural. They explain that sandstone, the rock Yonaguni is made of, naturally breaks along straight plains, creating sharp, geometric shapes. The constant and powerful ocean currents in the area could have easily eroded the rock over millennia, sculpting it into the fascinating forms we see today. They argue that the so-called steps and terraces are just natural bedding planes, and the pillars are simply columns of rock that have been eroded more slowly than their surroundings. So what's the truth? The evidence is tantalizingly ambiguous. On one hand, the sheer scale and apparent symmetry of the monuments scream man-made. It's hard to look at those giant, perfect steps and believe they were carved solely by water and time. It ignites our imagination with visions of a sophisticated, lost civilization that history forgot. On the other hand, science offers a plausible, if less romantic, explanation. The forces of geology are powerful and can create wonders that mimic human design. Perhaps our own desire to find lost cities and hidden histories makes us see patterns where none exist. We want to believe in a Japanese Atlantis. The debate rages on, and until more conclusive evidence is found, the Yonaguni Monument will remain suspended between fact and folklore, a geological wonder and an archaeological enigma. Is it a testament to the awesome power of nature, or a silent submerged tombstone for a civilization we never knew existed? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the deep, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries.